It's time to turn off the music. Hi guys, my name is Christian Emil Solberg Gulbrandsen, which may seem a little hard to write down, so I'll probably muck it up for you on the screen here somewhere. And I am the English, German-speaking, Norwegian, Japanese student. Nice to meet you. Yoroshiku. And I thought I'd make video blog about my trip or adventure, if you will, to the land of the rising sun, which is Japan, of course. And I'm staying here for just 5 months, so I'll try to learn as much as I can, and during that time I'll drop by some videos and probably get some questions from you guys so that I can answer if it helps you in any way to maybe understand Japanese culture better in some way. Anyways, I should probably introduce some of what I do. I actually was born in Oslo, Norway's capital, and as a 3-year-old little boy I went to a city called Hammerfest, which is the northernmost city in the world, so it's fucking cold. All the time. 9 months of total complete darkness and 3 months of summer, which isn't really that warm either, so Japan is like, I can't really say any temperature in Fahrenheit, so I'll go with Celsius. It's about 35 to 40 degrees Celsius in the sun, and since I'm that pale guy from the north, I really can't handle the heat that well. Since I, study Japanese, I guess one of my biggest interests is learning languages. And up until now, I used to be quite good at it because I learned English fluently when I was like 7 on a cruise ship in the Caribbean or something. And German from watching a German TV channel called RTL 2. When I was 8 until I was 9. So that's how I speak German for some reason. I don't know. It's mainly just like typical German, like Berlin dialects. Hochdeutsch is what it's called. But anyway, if there's some Germans looking at this, you could talk to me in German. It wouldn't be any problem, or write me messages. It doesn't really matter. But that's really all I have going for me, because I'm not that good at math, and except for languages, I really don't know much about anything. So if you could keep like questions or anything you might have to things I know something about, that would be great. Anyways, at the moment I'm attending the Josai International University, which is a fine establishment indeed. This was actually my first day, so it was a little messy, but I got through it, and everything was in Japanese, so I got the gist of it, I think. So it's gonna be interesting to go see what's coming forward, and learning more words, if you will, and grammar as well, because I'm not through with all the grammar yet. I think I only know, like, I'm 1 year in my studies, so I've learned like the basic kanji characters and katakana and hiragana as well. But I really want to make Japan my third, fluent language. Japanese, that is. Sorry. And it's gonna take some hard work, and I have a lot of spare time on my hands, so I'll be making sure to do my homework and trying as hard as I can to make that happen. But when I'm not doing that, I'd like to have some other kind of hobby, such as this. If you guys have questions, I'd love to answer in any way, shape, or form. Like if you have questions about culture, and even like in Japan or Germany for that matter, I think I know something about it. I think I could say that, but um, that would be cool. I also play tennis, but I get tired very quickly, so 2 hours maximum, three maybe. So after that, I could like sit down here, come home, and hopefully get some questions so that I can answer them after I've done my homework, of course. Um, yeah, but that's about it. Except that take this time to maybe explain to you what it's like for a Norwegian guy like me to come here. I'm, Japan is very. They're not unfriendly people, so to speak, but they're very kind of shut in until you get to learn them or get to know them very well. Because I'm about, I'm almost 2 meters tall, and that's not really, you know, daily for Japanese people to see, even though it's an international college or university. So I get a lot of strange looks, and the hair really doesn't help either. So uh, you can imagine the looks that I get from down below, because people here aren't really that tall. But still, they're very nice when you at, if you speak their language and you try to communicate with them as best as you can. They really open up quickly. So I really love this country. It's not like they'll start talking to you unless they're very um, outgoing. But like on the trains and things like that, they're really quiet. But that's mostly because there's rules on trains. Like you can't talk on the phone, you can't do anything. And for a Norwegian, this is kind of, I don't know. Norwegian people are very open usually, and maybe not. Probably depends on where you're from in the country, but still, it's very friendly people usually. But we have something called janteloven, which is you shouldn't think too highly of yourself, at least not in the public space. So it's kind of hard to utilize all your skills or your skill set if you live in a place like that. But still, Japan is kind of like Norway in that sense because they're very polite and they're very, they fulfill all their duties and obligations without like thinking twice. It's the one thing in their head, like. But after work is done and day is over, they go home and they're very, nice and outgoing and yeah, generally great to be around. So it's nice to come here and you got to change of pace, kind of. Um, yeah, I guess if you have any questions, just post them on my blog and I'll get to them as soon as I can because school's just started and we've probably got a lot of tests to see what level we're on and how many kanji we know and all that kind of stuff. So if you could just do that, I'll be happy. Even just one of you. I don't really care. As long as there's some. And yeah. Uh, hope you enjoyed this little tidbit of video. It's actually quite long now, but take some time to explain a whole new culture when you just got here. Yeah, that's about it. My name's Emil, and peace.